Julius Caesar stands as a giant in the history of Rome. Born in a time of turmoil, his life would be marked by ambition, brilliance, and ultimately, tragedy. Caesar's actions reshaped the Roman Republic, paving the way for the birth of the Roman Empire. His name became synonymous with power, and his legacy continues to fascinate and inspire centuries after his death. Caesar's life was one of constant action. He was a gifted general, leading his legions to victory in Gaul and across the Mediterranean. He was a shrewd politician, navigating the treacherous waters of Roman politics. And he was a writer of great skill, documenting his own exploits in clear and compelling prose. To understand Caesar is to understand the forces that shaped Rome itself. He was a product of his time, but also a shaper of it. His story is not just about one man's rise and fall, but about the transformation of an entire civilization. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BCE to a patrician family, the Julii Caesares. The Julii claimed descent from Iulus, the son of the Trojan hero Aeneas. This instilled in him a sense of destiny and ambition. From a young age, Caesar displayed intelligence and charisma. His early life was marked by the instability of the late Roman Republic. Political violence was commonplace and factions fought for control. Caesar witnessed firsthand the weaknesses of the Republic. Caesar's military career began in Asia and Cilicia. These early campaigns honed his skills as a soldier and a leader. He learned the art of war and the value of loyalty. Caesar's soldiers admired his courage and ability to inspire. Returning to Rome, Caesar entered the political arena. He was a skilled orator, able to sway crowds with his words. He was also a shrewd operator, building alliances and support. Caesar understood that power lay in the support of the masses. By the middle of the 1st century BCE, the Roman Republic was in crisis. The traditional institutions were failing to cope with the pressures of governing a vast empire. Corruption was rife, and the gap between rich and poor was widening. Ambitious men saw an opportunity to seize power, and none were more ambitious than Julius Caesar. In 60 BCE, Caesar formed the first triumvirate with two other powerful men, Marcus Licinius Crassus, a wealthy businessman, and Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, Pompey the Great, a renowned general. This unofficial alliance aimed to bypass the Senate and control Roman politics. Together, they held immense power, controlling armies, influencing elections, and passing legislation. The triumvirate was an uneasy alliance, held together by mutual self-interest. Cracks began to appear after the death of Crassus in 53 BCE during a disastrous campaign against the Parthians. The stage was set for a showdown between the two remaining giants, Caesar and Pompey. Their rivalry, fueled by ambition and personal animosity, erupted into civil war in 49 BCE. When Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, the boundary between his province of Gaul and Italy proper, he defied the Senate and effectively declared war on the Republic. "The die is cast," he famously declared, signifying his commitment to the conflict. While the civil war raged, Caesar continued his conquests. He campaigned in Spain, Greece, Egypt, and Africa, defeating his enemies and expanding Roman territory. His victories demonstrated his military genius and earned him the unwavering loyalty of his legions. After defeating Pompey in 48 BCE at the Battle of Pharsalus, Caesar became the undisputed master of Rome. He was appointed dictator for life, a position that granted him absolute power. Caesar was no longer content to be just another politician. He sought to reshape Rome in his own image. Caesar embarked on a series of ambitious reforms. He reformed the calendar, creating the Julian calendar, which remained in use for centuries. He granted citizenship to people in conquered territories, expanding the reach of Roman law and administration. He also initiated large-scale building projects, creating jobs and beautifying the city. Caesar's reforms were popular with many, but they also alienated the traditional elite. His accumulation of power, his disregard for traditional norms, and his apparent desire for kingship made him enemies among the senatorial class. To them, Caesar represented a threat to the very foundations of the Republic. Despite his successes, Caesar's grip on power was not absolute. His enemies whispered of tyranny, and a conspiracy began to form against him. Led by the idealistic Marcus Junius Brutus and the cunning Gaius Cassius, a group of senators decided that Caesar must be eliminated. On March 15, 44 BCE, the Ides of March, Caesar entered the Senate to attend a meeting. Unaware of the plot against him, he walked into a trap. Surrounded by senators, he was stabbed 23 times, each blow a testament to the hatred and fear he had engendered. Caesar's assassination sent shockwaves through Rome and beyond. The Republic, already teetering on the brink, plunged into a new period of civil war. The conspirators who had hoped to restore the old order found themselves swept aside by the forces unleashed by their actions. Julius Caesar's death marked the end of an era. Although he died a violent death, his legacy lived on. His adopted son Octavian, later known as Augustus, would emerge victorious from the chaos, establishing the Roman Empire and ushering in a new chapter in Roman history. The Republic was dead, and Caesar, though slain, was its gravedigger and its heir.